Welcome back to my channel and welcome to today's video. Today's video is going to be my October new releases video. So these are all of the books that are coming out in October that I am interested in / excited for. Obviously, as I say, with all of my new releases videos, I might not read all of these in October or even before the end of the year, but I do like to keep a record of the new books that are coming out that I am interested in, because it's a good way to kind of look back and see what ones I maybe haven't got to and what ones I am looking forward to, because I can obviously prioritize like pre-ordering and also checking books out from the library. I do like to utilize my library to read new releases. Obviously I do pre-order quite a few as well, but I make use of my library as well, and it's just a good way to kind of, as I say, keep an eye out for what's coming out. So I'm just going to dive through all of these books. I've got a mixture of authors that I've read from before and authors that I've not read from. Obviously the majority of these are authors I have read from before, and I'm just going to dive straight into these books. So first off we have Revolve, which is book 3 in the Off the Ice series by Bal Cabra. I am really looking forward to this one. I have read the previous 2 books in this series, and the second book, which was called Spiral, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, so it's been Collide was book 1 and then Spiral was book 2. Spiral was a 5-star read for me earlier this year, so I'm really hoping that I will love this book, and I definitely will be reading this one like sooner rather than later. And this one I think is about a figure skater and a hockey player who kind of come together to perform. I think the hockey player gets kicked off his team and he obviously still wants to skate, and then there's a way that he can continue skating if he like joins voices with this figure skater to perform together, I think is the basic premise. I am, as I say, looking forward to this one. I love the covers for these series, and I'm pretty sure the Works are doing a special edition of this one, so I will be checking that out once it's available. Then we have Savage Blooms by S.T. Gibson, and this one I don't know too much about, but it sounds really interesting. It says it's a about these 2 best friends, Adam and Nicola, and Adam has always had a crush on Nicola, and they end up at this kind of strange house by the looks of it. And it says they end up entangled in a world of mind games, kink, and ancient enchantment. So sounds really interesting. I've read from S.T. Gibson before, and I did like the previous book that I read. I read An Education in Malice, which was a Carmilla retelling, which I did enjoy. So I'm interested to check out this one. This one does have a really pretty cover. And this is the first book in a series called Unearthly Delights. And so I'm looking forward to picking up that one. I think I'm pretty sure I've pre-ordered that one from Waterstones, because they had a gorgeous sprayed edge edition. So you'll probably see that in my October book haul. Then we have The Defender by Ana Huang. This is book 2 in the Gods of the Game series. So this is the next book in the series following on from The Striker. I love Ana Huang's books, and I'm sure I will love this one. This is her sports romance series, and I'm definitely loving sports romance at the moment, so looking forward to seeing what this one's about. This one centres around a football club, and I think this one might be the brother of the heroine from the last book, if I'm not mistaken. But it says it looks like it's going to be following one of the footballers and the sports nutritionist, who is the daughter of, I don't know if it's the coach of the team or just another coach, but I'm looking forward to seeing what this one's about. Then we have Mate by Ali Hazelwood, which is book 2 in the Bride series. So Ali Hazelwood is very much a hit or miss author for me, but I did have a good time reading Bride, so I'm interested to check out Mate. And I think this, I don't think this follows the same couple, but it's set in the same world, and it is a paranormal romance featuring vampires and werewolves, and that is all I want to know. I love vampire romances, so I have high hopes that I will enjoy this one. Then we have A Scar in the Bone by Sophie Jordan, which is book two in the A Fire in the Sky series. I enjoyed A Fire in the Sky when I read it earlier in this year. I think I gave it 3 stars, but I was intrigued enough to want to continue on. And this is a fantasy romance series featuring dragons. And in the first book, we have our main character, Tamsin, who has been raised in the royal court as I can't remember what they call it, whipping girl for the, I think it's a whipping girl, for the princesses, and basically any time the princesses misbehave, Tamsin is the one that bears the punishment. And this soldier comes to court. He has been protecting the kingdom, and as his reward he wants to marry one of the princesses, and so the king marries off Tamsin to him because she is technically part of the royal family and has been raised as a princess, so it kind of tricks this soldier into marrying her, and it goes from there. And I had a good time with the first book. It definitely ended on a cliffhanger, so I'm interested to see where the story goes. Then we have The Keeper of Magical Things by Julie Long. This one I don't know too much about, but I do really love the cover for this one. Particularly the US cover, although the UK cover is pretty cute as well. I recently read The Teller of Small Fortunes by this author, and I had such a good time reading it. It was a very cozy fantasy, and it was just such a really light, refreshing read, which I hope is what is going to be this one is. And yeah, cannot wait to get to that one. I really hope my library gets a copy of it. Then we have The Intruder by Freida McFadden. This one I'm not going to look up too much about the synopsis for, but it'll be a mystery thriller. I enjoy Freida McFadden's writing. I think that she has a good way of weaving a story together and making you want to continue reading to find out what is going to happen. I'm not up to date with her books. She releases a ton of them, and yeah, as I say, I'm not up to date, but I do want to check this one out, and the Works are going to be doing a sprayed edge edition of this one too. Then we have Alchemy of Secrets by Stephanie Garber, which is, I think, going to be her debut adult book. And I've had this one on pre-order for a while. I was intrigued by this one as soon as it got announced. And I don't know too much about it other than it's obviously a fantasy romance. And as I say, I think it's going to be adult. There's some really gorgeous editions for this book. Stephanie Garber's Caraval series has had really pretty covers as well. And I hope that I enjoy this one. We shall see. Then we have Kooky Spooky Love by Josie Silver, which is book 2 in the Melody Bittersweet series. So this is the second book in this series. Book 1 only came out in September, which is Crazy Spooky Love. And I do currently have that checked out from the library, so I will be reading that soon. And book 2, I think, is set in the same world but follows different characters. So it says, an up-and-coming Ghostbuster and her motley crew tackle a devilish high-wire act aided by her rakish ex and the sarcastic reporter she can't seem to shake. So interested to check this one out. I've read a few Josie Silver books and they've been okay in the past. So we'll see what we make of this one. Then we have Huntsman by Naima Simone, which is book 1 in the Hunted Kingdom series. This one I think is I feel like it was Mafia, I think. So yeah, it says, welcome to the dark world of the Hunted Kingdom, where the daughters of modern day mob families are reimagined fairy tale princesses like you've never seen before. In Huntsman, family is power, and power is everything. 9 years ago, my aunt took everything from me, my world, my throne, my mother. I've bided my time since then, serving under her in the Muwaji crime family, but she's crossed another line. She put a price on my head, sending the legendary assassin, the Huntsman, Malachi Bowden, after me. The Huntsman's never failed a contract before, but I know everything there is to know about him. It's finally time for me to take my revenge and finish the war my aunt started. The Huntsman might be my death, but Malachi Bowden, he's my weakness. Sounds really good. I'm interested to see what this one is like. It does seem a bit darker than some of the other Naima Simone books I've read in the past, so we'll see how she gets on with dark romance. Then we have Overdue by Stephanie Perkins, and this is Stephanie Perkins' debut adult book. So many young adult authors are writing adult books this year, and I'm very interested to check this one out. I haven't read a Stephanie Perkins book for a long time, and this one says, is it time to renew love or start a new chapter? Ingrid Dahl, a cheerful 29-year-old librarian in the cozy mountain town of Ridgetop, North Carolina, has been happily dating her college boyfriend Corey for 11 years without ever discussing marriage. But when Ingrid's sister announces her engagement to a woman she's only been dating for 2 years, Ingrid and Corey feel pressured to consider their future. Neither has ever been with anybody else, so they make an unconventional decision. They'll take a 1-month break to date other people, then they'll reunite and move toward marriage. Ingrid even has someone in mind, her charmingly grumpy co-worker, Mason Nowoski, on whom she secretly crushed for years, but plans go awry, and when the month ends, Ingrid and Corey realise they're not ready to resume their relationship, and Ingrid's harmless crush on Mason has turned into something much more complicated. Overdue is a beautiful, slow-burn romance full of lust and longing about new beginnings and finding our way. Sounds really interesting. I'm, as I say, looking forward to seeing what Stephanie Perkins does in the adult space. Then we have Some Kind of Famous by Ava Wilder. This one has a absolutely gorgeous cover, and I'm definitely looking forward to this one. This one is a steamy and emotional small-town romance. A disgraced ex-musician and a local handyman try to resist their growing attraction for each other until a broken-down house forces them together. I assume it's a like motorhome type situation, I don't know. But it's a small-town romance. I love those, so I'm hoping that I'll have a good time with this one. Then we have The Devil She Knows by Alexandra Bellfleur. I love Alexandra Bellfleur's writing. I've read a few of her books and have had great times with them, and the cover for this one is definitely interesting. And this one says, a down-on-her-luck woman makes a deal with a crafty demon to win back her ex-girlfriend after a proposal gone awry, only to discover the girl of her dreams might be the devil she knows So sounds great. It's interesting to see that this author's dabbling in the paranormal genre, and I'm definitely here for it. As I say, I really like the cover for this one. Then we have And Then There Was the One by Martha Waters. So Martha Waters writes historical romance, and this is a historical romance set in the 1930s, in 1930s England, with a murder mystery twist. So sounds really interesting. I'm intrigued to see how this author handles the murder mystery genre, and the title is obviously a play on words with the Agatha Christie title, And Then There Was None. So can't wait to pick up this one and really hope I enjoy it. Then we are starting to see some Christmas romances be released, which I am always excited for. I love a Christmas romance. And the first one on my list is Snow Kiss by Rayanne Thane. This one will be a small town Christmassy read by the looks of it. It says, Christmas has always been single mums Holly Goodwin Moore's favourite time of year. The twinkly lights on the tree, the cookies in the oven, the snow on the ground, but she's just not feeling it this year. The wedding in her ex's family is almost here. Her daughter Lydia is bursting at the seams to be a flower girl, and Holly couldn't be dreading it more. She told a little white lie about having a new boyfriend as her +1, hoping to save face. She needs a date for the wedding, and she needs it now. Ryan Cadwell wants to be free this holiday season, so even he isn't sure how he landed in Shelter Springs looking after his niece, Audrey, with his estranged father down the road. But when he meets Holly, she makes him want to belong for the very first time, so they make a deal. He'll be her date if she'll help him give Audrey a true Christmas to remember while her mum is away. This sounds perfect. It sounds exactly like a Hallmark movie, and I cannot wait. Then we have Merry Christmas, You Filthy Animal by Megan Quinn. I really enjoy Megan Quinn's writing. I love the cover for this one, and I am definitely highly anticipating this one. This is book 2 in the How My Neighbour Stole Christmas series. Now, I'm going to be honest, I never actually finished reading book 1 in this series. I started it around the Christmas period, but towards the end of the Christmas period, and then obviously Christmas was over, and so I didn't end up finishing this one, even though I was enjoying it. So definitely looking forward to diving into this one. It is a holiday rom-com with all the humour and heat her fans adore. Megan Quinn writes spicy rom-coms. That is kind of her thing. I do really enjoy her books, and pairing that with a Christmas book, I'm sure it's going to be a great time. Then we have Christmas Fling by Lindsay Kelk. Lindsay Kelk is an author who can be a bit hit or miss for me, but I am looking forward to reading one of her Christmas books. She has written a few in the past, and this says Laura and Callum have met exactly 3 times, once at a mutual friend's wedding, once at a baby shower, and once right now when Laura lets herself into his flat to find him exiting the shower completely naked. When Callum's parents walk in and mistake Laura for his mystery girlfriend, Laura has no choice but to play along, accepting their invitation to spend Christmas at home in the Scottish Highlands. But then Laura's best friend shows up pretending to be her family, and Callum's ex is invited, and as Laura gets closer to Callum, she can't tell if the increasingly sizzling chemistry between them is real or just a very convincing part of the act. Sounds like it's going to be a fun time. Cannot wait. Then we have The Goat in the Bedroom by Amy Aywood. This is book 6 in the Cocky Kingsman series. I am not up to date with this series, but this is a series of sports romances. I've read books 1 and 2 and have enjoyed them. I do definitely want to check this one out at some point. This one says it's Bridgerton meets American football, which sounds interesting. It's a sport romance, so I'm sure it's going to be a good time, and this one I'm pretty sure will be available on Kindle Unlimited. Then we have Chasing Love by Piper Rain, which is book 5 in the Plain Daisy Ranch series. I love the cover for this book. They've recently, I think, redesigned the covers for the previous books in the series and have gone with kind of a new artist, and I really like the covers that they are choosing. This is a small town romance, and let's see what this one it says. It was over between Bennett Owens and me until I had no place to go but back to Willowbrook. 7 years ago he walked away and I built a new life for myself, swearing never to look back. But when my husband is arrested, that life collapses, leaving my daughter and me with nothing but a 3-month plan to return to the small ranch town before disappearing again. Bennett's a single dad now. Our girls become inseparable on site, making it impossible to keep him at arm's length, especially when I end up working alongside him, where every glance chips away at the walls I've built. The years apart haven't dulled the pull between us. Bennett remains protective and patient, determined to prove that we deserve a second chance, but he has no idea about the secret I've kept since the day he left, because once he learns the truth, he may never forgive me, and like it or not, we'll be bound together forever by the daughter he never knew was his. Okay, that sounds great. I love a single dad romance, and there's obviously going to be some drama. It's obviously got a secret child, which I hope that there's a good reason that she didn't tell him, but I'm excited for that and cannot wait to pick that one up. Then we have Merry Little Christmas by Lauren Blakely. I've really been liking Lauren Blakely's books recently, and this is a Christmas romance. It says it's a holiday romance, brother's best friend, fake dating, grumpy sunshine, small town, Christmas competition, matchmaker romance, and workplace romance. They're the tropes listed. Sounds amazing. Cannot wait to pick this one up. I'm pretty sure this has a really nice cover as well. Yeah, the cover for this, it just looks so adorably cute and Christmassy, and I cannot wait to pick that one up. Then we have The Prince of Morning by Jen Bennett. And this one, it says, Belladonna meets A Study in Drowning. And this is a sizzling gothic romance that follows the forbidden romance between a young nurse and a mysterious young man imprisoned by a dangerous occultist. Sounds interesting. That's all I want to know. I really love the Belladonna series, and I'm interested to see what we make of this one, and I hope I enjoy it. Then we have Cowboy It's Cold Outside by Maisie Yates. This is a Christmas cowboy romance. It is part of a series. It's book 12 in the Four Corners Ranch series, but I'm sure you can probably get away with not having read the rest of the series. I haven't, but I was drawn in by the cover of this one. I'm not going to lie, the cover is what sold it for me. Then we have Good Spirits by B.K. Borison, which is book 1 in her Ghosted series. This one I am definitely looking forward to. I think it's a kind of loose reimagining of A Christmas Carol. So I love A Christmas Carol. It's one of my favourite Charles Dickens books. I reread it every year, and I do really enjoy seeing modern day reimaginings, and the cover for this is really pretty. The Works are doing a special edition of this one as well, and I cannot wait. I've really enjoyed reading B.K. Borison, even though I still need to finish the Love Light Farm series. I cannot wait to check that one out. Then we have a new book from Sarah Morgan, and now there's 2 titles for this book. In the UK it's called All Together for Christmas, and in the US it's called A Merry Little Lie. And I do really like the US cover. It's kind of very pink and girly, but the UK cover is nice too. And this just looks like it's going to be a fun Christmas romance story following a family who spend Christmas together. It says Becky is stranded at the airport, so when she bumps into her brother's best friend Will and he suggests they drive home together, Becky reluctantly agrees. I guess it's going to be a brother's best friend romance, I guess. Sounds really good. I haven't read a Sarah Morgan book for a while, but she does some really solid Christmas reads. Then we have A Very Merry Christmas by Debbie May Comber. This one is her newest book for this year, and it is a Christmas romance, a Christmas story. Debbie May Comber writes really predominantly women's fiction, I would say, more so than romance, and she writes these really like wholesome Christmas stories as well as other things, but she's been doing a lot of Christmas stuff recently, and I enjoy them. One of her actually, I think a couple of her books have been turned into movies, but one of my favourites is, I think it's called Dashing Through the Snow, I think is what it's called. I really enjoy that one, and I hope to enjoy this one as well. Then we have I Am Cleopatra by Natasha Solomons. I think it's also in the UK, it's just called, so I think in the US it's going to be called I Am Cleopatra, and then in the UK it's just called Cleopatra, which is interesting. This is a historical fiction, obviously following Cleopatra, which I'm really interested in. I've read from this author before. She wrote Fair Rosaline, which was a reimagining of Romeo and Juliet from Rosaline's perspective, and I really enjoyed that one. It was a 5-star read, so I'm definitely hoping that I will also like this one. Then we have If You Were Mine by Carrie Ann Ryan, which is book 1 in the Cage family. No, it's not book 1, it's book 3 in the Cage Family series. This one is the current series that she is writing, and this one is an age gap, best friend's little sister, tortured hero, small town romance. Looking forward to checking out that one. Then we've got a few more Christmas books. So we've got The Holiday Hookup List by Alexis Daria, and this is a short story that is going to be available with Kindle Unlimited with the read and listen function. And this is an enemies to lovers romantic comedy. So looking forward to checking out that one. I've only read a few things from Alexis Daria because she was part of the Christmas short story collection that Amazon did last year, and I've read one of her other short stories. So I hope I enjoy this one. Then we have Jingle Spells by Emily Grimoire, which is book 2 in the Oakhaven Witches series. So I read Impractical Magic last year, and this is a Christmas witchy book, and it says it is a Christmas witch romance perfect for fans of Gilmore Girls and Rewitched Sparks. Sparks are flying under the mistletoe this Christmas. So Sounds perfect. It says it's the perfect cozy Christmas romance with a sprinkle of magic where Gilmore Girls meets Charmed, two things I absolutely love. Perfect for fans of forced proximity, witchy aesthetic, cozy small town, and sisterhood and found family. Sounds perfect. Gorgeous cover. Looking forward to checking that one out. Sleigh Bells and Snowstorms by Claire Kingsley is the next one on this list. This is a standalone small town rom-com romantic suspense. Perfect. Claire Kingsley wrote one of my favourite Christmas romances, which was called Christmas, How the Grump Saved Christmas, which I read quite a few years ago now, and I absolutely loved it, so I'm definitely excited to see what she does with this new Christmas romance. Then we have Girl Dinner by Olivia Blake. This one I have put on the list kind of basically because of the cover. I love the colours that are being used on this cover, and I really want to like an Olivia Blake book. I tried to read Gifted and Talented this year, but I didn't like it, or I couldn't get into it, so I don't know whether that was just a story or if it's this author's writing style, but I'm interested to check out this one. Then we have The Princess Knight by Kate Jacobs. This one is a princess and a knight. It says a princess desperate to win back the prince who broke her heart follows him to his kingdom's prestigious military academy. Sounds interesting. I'm pretty sure this was a Fairy Loot book or something, or I did see a special edition of it, which was kind of what drew me to it. So we'll see if we get to that one. Then I have Our Vicious Oaths by N.E. Davenport. This is a first book in a new romantasy series, and I just was intrigued by the cover of this one. I'm not going to lie, that is the only reason this one's on the list. It looks like it's a enemies to lovers and political intrigue as a warrior princess and a vengeful king from rival faith courts form a fierce alliance to take down a merciless villain. Sounds interesting. Looking forward to seeing what that one's about. Then we have Never Over by Claire Gilmore. This is a second chance romance, which I do really love the second chance trope. And it looks like it's set in the music industry as well. I'm not sure if one or both of them are musicians, but it's set in that kind of space, and I am interested to check that one out. Then we have The Ordeals by Rachel Greenlaw. This one is it says an atmospheric romantasy, an illusionist competes in a series of deadly trials for a spot at an elite magical college. And that is all I know about that one, and it sounds really good. I, again, really like the cover for this one, so we shall see. The US cover, I'm not so sure about the UK cover. I mean, it's interesting, but I do like the US cover more, I think. Then we have The Witching Moon Manor by Stacey Savinsky, which is book 2 in the Spellbound Sisters series. This is a kind of witchy series. I think it's romance, but I really want to read all the witchy, cozy books, and that's why that one's on there. Then we have Unveil by Greer Rivers. This is book 1 in the Frayed Satin series, and this is a Dark Swan Lake retelling where the villain steals the girl, set in a world of secret pacts, feuding families, and primal obsession. So it sounds like it's a dark romance. Looking forward to checking that one out. There's been a couple of Swan Lake retellings this year, so I'm interested to see what I make of that one. Then we have The Crimson Throne by Sarah Rash. This one is the Sarah Rash and Beth Revis, and this one is a it says Outlander meets Holly Black in this enemies to lovers romantasy set in the dazzling and dangerous Scottish court where a fey guardian of the realm falls in love with a charming Elizabethan spy who could also be the key to her world's undoing. So, sounds really interesting. It sounds like it's a mix of historical and fantasy, which I do really enjoy, so I have high hopes for that one. Then we have Anne of Avenue A by Audrey Belzer. This one is Jane Austen's Persuasion meets the Big Apple in this swoon-worthy holiday romance. That's all I needed to know about that one. Sounds perfect. I love Persuasion, so I'm interested to check out a retelling of that. Then we have The Eight Heartbreaks of Hanukkah by Jean Meltzer. This is a romance. It's a exes romance. It says, can these exes rekindle their love this Hanukkah? So definitely interested to check out that. I do enjoy a second chance romance. We've only got a few more left on this list. We've got The Haunting of Payne's Hollow by Kelly Armstrong. This is a horror thriller, I think. It says a nail-biting supernatural horror about a haunted lakeside property and twisted family secrets. Very intrigued by this one. We'll see if I get to it. Then we have Cinder House by Freya Marsk. This one is a Cinderella retelling, and it's a queer gothic romance, perfect for fans of Naomi Novik and T. Kingfisher. I am interested to check out a Cinderella retelling. I think this one's also a short story as well, so definitely intrigued by that one. Witches of Dubious Origin by Jen McKinley is the next one on the list. And this is just, again, another witchy romance. Definitely looking forward to checking out this. It says it's a cozy fantasy, which I'm really enjoying at the moment. Last two books on the list. So we've got Dealing with a Desperate Demon by Charlotte Stein, which is book 2 in the Sanctuary for Supernatural Creatures series. Really love the cover of this one, and it is a paranormal romance which is set in a small town, and it says that the hero is the demonic son of Satan. So sounds great. Cannot wait to dive into that one. And then the last one on this list is Breathe With Me by Becca Mack, which is book 5 in the Playing for Keeps series. I have only read one book in this series so far, which was book 3, Unravel Me, and I really loved it. I gave it 5 stars. So I definitely want to check out this one. It is a hockey romance series, and this is the last book in the series. And it follows Kara and Emmett, and I don't know too much about it. I don't want to know too much about it, but I do really want to pick it up. The covers for this series are absolutely gorgeous, and I really like the cover for this last book. The colours on there are amazing. So they are all of the books that I am interested in for October. I know there is a lot on that list, and I definitely won't be getting to them all in October, or even, as I say, before the end of the year, but I do have high hopes to read a lot of them. Some of them I'm really excited for, and I hope that I enjoy them when I get to them. Let me know what books you're looking forward to in October. If there are any that I have missed off this list that you think I should add, please let me know, and I will see you guys in my next video.